By now, most of us have done a lot of touring, and also we know how to prepare our motorcycle and also what to carry during our touring rides. And today we're going to talk about the highlights actually, not necessarily things to do, because these are very subjective and also it's a choice primarily. And today we're going to just talk about what to carry. So riding gear, people actually complicate things. It's actually very simple. The first one is you need a proper EC rated helmet, which is actually touring friendly and not aggressive like a track helmet, for example. You need very good ventilation systems. And the second one is the riding jacket. You need all-season riding jacket, because an all-season riding jacket is going to help you throughout the year in whatever conditions you're going to ride, right? The third one is the riding pant. Riding pant many of the time left untouched because people think that riding pant is not necessary. That's not the case, because even if you have a small fall, even if you're in standstill, you'll actually have bruises on your legs if you're wearing denims. This is where riding pant actually comes into its own. So it's better to opt for a level 2 or a level 1 riding pants so that you'll be safe in almost all types of conditions. The next one is of course the riding boots. The riding boots are actually very important, not just for in terms of crash, but also when you're riding very long distances. If you're not wearing riding boots, you'll actually have a lot of stones hitting your shin bone, which the riding boots actually cover, which is again very important. So please consider these. And the final point is actually, of course, the gloves. The riding gloves are very, very key for two things. One, in case if you crash, it will actually safeguard your hands. The second point is if you're riding in very cold conditions, the wind which is coming in front will be very cold if you're not using riding gloves. And the riding gloves, once worn, it will actually protect you from heavy cold winds, which will make your hand weak and also feel like a numbness. If you have an entry-level motorcycle, there are two modifications you need to consider to have basic touring necessities. The first one is check if your bike is actually compatible for a touring seat, because a good seat will actually give you long hours on the saddle without any numbness or fatigue during the long rides, especially in the highways. The second point is try and get a decent aftermarket fog light, so that if you by chance ride in the night, which I totally don't encourage, but just in case you're reaching your destination a bit late and you're getting delayed by about an hour or two and you're reaching the destination by around 9:30 or 10 o'clock, that time you definitely need additional lights, especially if you're going into far destinations. And the country roads usually in the rural part of India does not have any street lights, and that's when you need additional fog lights. In my bike, there's actually Mad Dog lights which are fixed, and they do absolutely wonderful for the speeds these Xpulse can do. Apart from the riding gear and the two major accessories you need for the motorcycle, there are three things you need to consider when you're doing touring. The first one is hydration pack. The hydration pack was very useful for all my rides, and almost all my friends actually recommend it, because you don't have to take huge breaks to actually go drink water or buy it from a bakery or something like that during your rides. All you need to do is just stop for about a few seconds or minutes and you can sip out the water from your hydration pack. That's the first point. The second point is we always suggest to have a tank bag with us. The reason for that is you can actually keep your cameras and also a lot of essentials right in front of you. And even in terms of a small tip over, if you're going off-road, for example, your phone will not have a direct impact like how a phone mount usually does. Apart from this, we also recommend a saddle bag, for example, if you're doing days more than 4 days, touring more than 4 days, so to carry your luggage and also to be safe. What we do not recommend is to carry a backpack, because it adds weight on your shoulders and you'll actually have fatigue much earlier in the ride, which is not recommended, and you'll actually not enjoy your ride as much if you carry a backpack. The last point is to have multi-tool kit. This will come in handy when you're doing camping, for example, or also if you need any tools to do anything to do with your motorcycle in terms of chain adjustment or something like that. So it's always important to carry a small toolkit with you, so that even if you're stranded by any mechanical default, you'll be able to repair it by yourselves. And also if you're camping, a multi-tool kit will actually be helpful for you in terms of cutting and all of those things. So these are the key points which we wanted to highlight in this video. I know it is not a direct to-do list for you guys. It is just a highlight as to what all you need to consider the next time you're doing touring. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.